Hello, everyone. This is Susan Bauer. I welcome you to our webinar this morning. We are going to be talking about Team Relationship Manager, which is, as an acronym, we affectionately call it in the home office TRM. And we're going to walk through the new reports on your consultant office and all of the wonderful benefits. And we're going to start with Amelia Spolek, our Chief Information Officer. She'll really walk through how it works. And then we also have Krista Masterson, our Senior Executive Sales Leader, who did a workshop on reports at Leadership Conference, and she's going to share from a field perspective. Noah's here to also chime in with some of the benefits of the new TRM system. And always at the end, we like to open it for questions from you. So if you have questions, just go ahead and write those in, and we'll get to those at the close of our webinar. So now I would like to turn it over to Amelia.
Okay,
welcome.
Great. Hi. Welcome, everyone. We've got Senior Executive Sales Leader Krista Masterson with us today, and also Noah Imberman, who so many of you talk to from an IT support standpoint, so to answer any questions you might have. So as you know, we've got 30 minutes here and a little bit of questions time, so we're prepared to go a little longer, but I want to cover the meat and potatoes, if you will, here at the beginning. TRM, or Team Relationship Manager, is basically a bundling of all the wonderful reports you already have on your back office, like the personal business summary and the Fresh Start Tracker and contact information and Success Builder and Team Genealogy and your list and all of that. What we've done is taken TRM and we bundled all of these reports in one location, and that's called TRM. Now, you access TRM very easily from your back office. There's a new icon here up at the very top that shows the little group of people. You see the little people here? And then if you want to access it on mobile, this is what it looks like on your cell phone. So those of you who are not accessing the back office consultant office on your mobile phone, do so. Bookmark it on your home page on your smartphone or your Android device, because we really have optimized the content on the landing page of your consultant office, so it's easy to get to what you need to get to. Now, you see on the tray along the bottom on your mobile view, there's the ribbon for Fresh Start, but then there's also the little team icon, and that hots you right into Team Relationship Management. So this is the mobile view of your consultant office. It really feels like a mobile app, guys, now. So once you get into Team TRM, I'm going to go through some navigation on actually the landing page itself. And Krista and Noah, I want you to feel free to jump on at any time. But you can see consistent in TRM will be these icons. You'll get used to them in that the little people means your team, the ribbon is Fresh Start, the diamond is your Success Builder, which you're already familiar with, the B is your business statistics, which are the all your KPIs for your business that you can see over time, and then Upline's a new feature which we'll be looking at. And now you have a link to Incentive Tracker, and then also your commission statement too is part of this. So, so just remember always to anchor on these. To run any report in TRM, you have to click an apply button, so things don't just pop up. So remember, there's an apply button there. Krista, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Sure. I am totally loving the watch list. I also, this default view right here, I wasn't sure what this is and just learned that it's actually our activity view. So each of those views are different sections of what this report can show. So the default view shows how many parties they have booked. I think there's a slide about this. And then the sales view. So watch list, all you do is you highlight a star of someone that you want to help coach. So are there people on your downline that you're currently coaching that you notice that their sales are increasing and you want to help them with recruiting? Maybe their parties have gone down and you want to help them with parties. You can just highlight one of those cute little stars, and then you have a watch list. So it's kind of like the idea of Success Builder, where we can click on Success Builder really quickly and see at a glance what's going on. You can now see at a glance the top people that you're watching or coaching in a relationship way, right, guys? Into success in their business. Also, on the watch list, you can see all of the same icons you can see for yourself. So you can click on their team and see who their downline is. You can click on their fresh start, their business builder, all of those same icons that we get to see for ourselves.
Right. So any reports you have on yourself, you can also see on any of your team members, regardless of which report you're looking at. And so there's a new functionality you hadn't had before, which is being able to see incentive.
Right. I love that. I am loving that I can now celebrate when people on my team have gotten to certain levels with their incentives. And I can also just see where they're at in their Maui incentives, or if they're close to getting like a 4-party incentive, things like that. It's great to see that.
Yeah. We were talking about the views here. Notice there's some new information that we're showing on the views. This kind of highlights on the default view, or really the activity view, where you can see personal sales, group sales, new recruits. But here's some new items here: parties held, scheduled, and business builder recruits. Krista?
Yes. And something that I learned, guys, is that parties held is parties within this month. So January parties that are held. Parties scheduled for you and your downline are in January, what parties they have scheduled. So not maybe the 30 other parties, hopefully, that they have scheduled, but what they have scheduled this month. Plus business builder recruits, those are engaged recruits that happen this month, correct?
Right, right. And that's for the new business builder bonus, because if you have 2 personally engaged new consultants in any month, and let's say you have those in January, you get 3% extra commissions on on the volume of the current month volume of any consultants that have joined your team in the last 12 months. So that's real exciting, and there's a report we have that supports that.
Love that.
So again, mobile, if you're looking at your watch list, or Krista, you like to call it kind of your activity list, right? Do you think maybe we should change
or a coaching list? The default view, I think.
List.
Yeah, coaching list.
Maybe we should change the coach list. I mean, watch list to coach list.
Watch list feels a little big brother. What do you guys think?
It kind of does, doesn't it? Kind of says what it does. But we've had some feedback maybe to change that to coach list, and maybe even to change the name of the default view to activity view, because it's really showing you what kind of activity, who's working this month, are they personally selling? Do they have parties on their calendar? Are they recruiting? Are they taking advantage of the business builder bonus? So this is what it looks like mobily. And Krista, have you used the mobile version where you swipe?
I do. I love that we now have an easy to view mobile version, because a lot of us work from our car, or while we're waiting at the doctor's office with our kids, or while we're waiting for the bus to come, or all of those things. Agree, ladies and gentlemen? But I like that I can swipe over now and see even more information about them, and I can click on their icons and see more information about them. I am loving the texting within this, so I can look up their phone number, and then instead of having to copy and paste it or memorize or write it down, I can click right on telephone to call them, or the little cell phone icon to text them. Is that right, or is it the bubble one? I always forget.
No, that's right. That's correct, Krista. And if I can also add here too, in the last few days as TRM has launched out, I have heard a lot of your feedback about how we can improve this for your utilization. And I hope you guys are excited to hear about what I'm getting ready to share, is that the consultant ID of your downline will be displaying here in the next few days. So we are working hard on getting that development going, so that way you guys will have that. And then as well as, their start date, your downline start date and their qualified date. So all of that good information will be there for you when you open this up here the next few days.
All right, that is awesome.
So, yeah, TRM's out here. We're seeing how you use it, what works, where you feel like you might have a blocker, which you really love. Yeah. And so we're here to listen and make modifications too as you use it.
Keep sending the suggestions coming. Keep them coming.
And remember, your old reports haven't gone away. So here's an example where you're working with someone on your coaching list. Let's call it your coaching list.
I like that.
You like coaching list?
I do.
Think we should change it? I think that's really cool. So you're working with someone on your coaching list, and so maybe one of the first things you're going to do is go click on the Success Builder and see really where they are, because the Success Builder under TRM has been enhanced. And let me point out some of the new features it's got. So if you look in this upper right-hand corner, we're now showing everything about this new person that has to do with their achievement in the career plan, okay? It's what you'd normally see at Business at a Glance on your landing page. So again, you click on anybody who's on your watching/coaching list or who's on any of your reports, and you just click on the diamond. You should click on it for yourself too, and you'll be able to see these numbers, okay? So in other words, you've got personal recruits, your commissionable downline, engaged, active, and inactive. So that's right there, so there's no doubt as to where they're standing in their career plan. But here's some very, very wonderful stuff. Obviously, we've listed personal sales up here, which you could probably glean from this column anyway, but personal sales is here. Business Builder Recruits. Now, Business Builder Recruits, again, it's the number of new consultants that you have brought in to the Norwick's business this month who are engaged. So in this situation, this individual has 4 personally engaged recruits in, well, this says August of 2017. Obviously, you can toggle between different months, but it would normally default to this current month. So, more importantly, Business Builder Sales. Business Builder Sales is the volume, the total sales, personal sales volume of any personally recruited consultant on your team that you've personally brought in over the last 12 months. So they could have joined the business in January of 2017, and their volume will be in, their January 2018 volume will be in here. If you're confused, you click on this.
It's February, though, to January.
Oh, it's February to January.
So last February.
Phil's correcting me. Okay.
So if they joined last February, remember it's 12 months, so it's February to this January.
Counting this month. Okay. So you're confused. Click on the Business Builder Sales number, and it will show you the new B12 report, which we'll take a look at. So the B12 report will have all of the consultants who you are eligible to receive Business Builder bonuses on. Okay.
Great.
Now, also notice that the potential earnings on the Success Builder now has 3% and 6% potential earnings on the Business Builder bonus. And to earn 3%, you need to have in any month 2, Susan, it's 2 personally engaged.
2 personally engaged consultants that month that you've recruited. And then to earn the 6%, you just have to have 3. So you add 1 more, and you really are doubling that commission.
So the numbers that we see here is the 3% of the January volume of anybody that you would have brought in since February of last year.
That's
Does
correct.
that make sense? But the report really clarifies it. So use your Success Builder to maximize your Business Builder bonus potential. Click on this report. Look at the money, the potential earnings that may be left on the table. Crystal, comments?
Oh, I just think this is great. I think something that we talked about before the webinar, Amelia, is that the colors might be changing a little bit.
That's correct. Actually, if I can answer to that one, Krista,
Sure.
is that I understand that the yellow gold coloring down here, where you guys were used to seeing it in red for the needed, because of your feedback from a lot of the leaders that I was getting, was that we need to bring that red font back. So we are working on that as well, so that way you guys can quickly and prominently see that text to display there for you.
So mobily, it looks a little different, okay? You're going to get what was in the upper left-hand corner. You're going to see all of the information about where they stand in the career plan, and it also has the Business Builder bonus on it. This is probably an older screenshot. And you just swipe left to right to get through the columns. So you swipe to the personal sales, you swipe to your commissions. So mobily, this plays very well too.
Very easy to use.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. And then it's just a shot of the incentive tracker mobile. There's a lot of information here, but you can just scroll down in order to see that. And this is a view of, okay. This is a new report we put in. And I'm going to point out one of the new arrows here. You see the icon that's got the up arrow. Krista, do you want to talk? This is your Ancestry.com, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, how many of us have wondered who our upline's upline is? I know that I love that. And like you said, with Ancestry.com, so many of us are wondering where we came from. So you can click that upline button, and then you can see who your personal recruiter is, and then you can see who their nearest leader is, and then the next leader until you get up to jacket, correct?
Yeah.
And then all the way as high as it'll go. So Carolyn Doe would be at the top of the company. Well, it'd be the first initial one that recruited Pam Doe. So, and then the other really great thing is if you've never known how to contact your nearest jacket leader, because I know that you hear that a lot on Facebook or feedback from people, if you're having issues, contact your nearest jacket leader because they usually can help you. Now you have a way to contact your nearest jacket leader and know who they are.
Yeah, very cool. We want more feedback on the little up arrow, the graph arrow. That's, gets into your business statistics and key performance indicators. Lots of data here. I think we've had requests even to delve in more on how to use these numbers and what they say about your business. But if you just step back and you look at the trend, this now is showing the trend of your business over time. And it's going to show both your personal sales, your personal recruiting activity. For those of you with large downlines, it'll show your downline growth and trends over the year. So, Krista, were you surprised when you saw this?
I really love that you can have a quick glance at what months are lower than others in your past year, so then you can prepare then for 2018, possibly, that September and August you might need to work on bookings or encouragement in that area for your team. Compare where your personal sales were compared to everybody else. I really like that you get that long view with the graph. I think it's great visually.
And I also wanted to, go ahead. I'm sorry, Krista.
I'm just curious what the field thinks of that, so I'd love it if people wrote different thoughts. So.
Thanks. And I also wanted to add, because of some recent feedback about the functionality of this report, is that when you actually go to the business details, you're actually seeing a pie instead of this grid. So make sure that you're clicking on the download and export icon in order to see this graph. So I know that that caused a little bit of confusion, but we're going to work on making that improvement here in the future so that way you actually see the graph before you do the pie.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, the download and export icon is the one that looks like arrows zooming out from the middle. So I think we're going to talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah. So there's a mobile view of this same information. And let's, this is the B12 report. So you notice on TRM, this whole drop down here is where we've selected the B12 report. Now you can also select your watch list here, your personal group, a bunch of other new reports, but the B12 report is going to show all of the consultants that you are eligible to get paid a business builder bonus on. So
Right.
think about that. So there are people who started in the last 12 months, and so in January, again, it's people who started February of last year forward. So here's a group, and just like any other report, right, Krista, you can email them, right?
Yep. You can click their star and put them on the watch list because you see like Consultant Red down there. She has tons of parties scheduled, so maybe you want to interact with her. Or maybe Consultant Barry used to be doing really well and now she's dormant and you want to talk to her about what's going on. But you can also change the view up on default view. You can change it to see other things about them. So, and those are, and there's those arrows again. So if you wanted to download this or drill into it more, like see even more details, you can click on that.
The expand slide. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because go back just one and let me show you. This right here, we're going to put a label on it. This is really an important thing.
It's the best.
We're going to call it expand and export. Really, what we show you on any screen, because we're dealing with mobile, so we've selected certain information to show you. You can change the information you want to see here by just changing your default view to, there's a sales view, there's a recruiting view, there's a profile view, but you can also, if you want it all, you just want every bit of data we keep on everybody, all you do is click on this expand and export. And this is really for Excel lovers too. This brings up, you don't want to do this on a mobile, do not. But actually it doesn't show on the mobile. I've got someone in here who said that won't even show because it's going to expand all of the columns, and I don't know how many there are, 30, 40. But from here you can download it into Excel, or actually this grid actually has some Excel-like features.
Yes.
Krista?
So that loading, do you see loading underneath consultant? That actually will load up all of your consultants' information when it's on your own personal expanded view. And then at the very bottom of your screen, if you go down when you're on the computer, you'll see all those little search boxes. So a really great example I was given was, like, let's say you want to know how many consultants you have in Texas or in Minnesota or Michigan or anywhere. You can type in over on that column, which is going to be way to the right, the name of the state, and it would bring it all up. Or you want to know, like in my area, how many consultants do I have in my town to come see? I can type that in. Love that idea. You can also use the arrows that are next to title, new title. Do you see those up and down arrows up there? And it will sort it different directions, right? So you can have 0 to highest amount of sales or highest amount of sales to lowest, just like the old team genealogy. There's a search function up in the right-hand corner as well. And it's just very powerful. Instead of having to download this all into an Excel spreadsheet, have all of this right in our back office.
Yeah. I mean, you could even say, how many TCs do I have in Texas, with no personal recruits this month.
Exactly.
You can do that because you can fill in multiple search buttons. So this really is very powerful. It saves you from exporting into Excel. It doesn't do everything Excel does, but for just, quick reports, I think it's a great place to do. So really that powerful expand thing, do not try it on a smartphone. but it's certainly, if you're working on a desktop, I think it's a great place to go.
It still also gives you the opportunity to download all the information like you have in the past for, like I keep up to all of my years worth of information, and then I can do long-range planning with that. But something Amy Burton and I talked about in our workshop was, again, this is a relationship business. So you want to use these reports to increase our relationship with our team, right? So you can check on who's close to sales in certain areas, who's close to incentives in certain areas, not for your own benefit all the time, but for their benefit too. It's really exciting for me. I love it.
Great. I think we have time for some questions.
Great.
Okay, so one question I can ask. Do you want me to ask some questions? How accurate can tracking their parties be if the system has old parties that may have canceled? So that's the question.
Yeah, the numbers that you're going to see in the parties held and parties scheduled are going to be what is on their calendar for the current month. It's current month only. So there may be some old stuff out there that do need to keep their calendars clean. But if it's for the current month, it should be pretty good. But you're absolutely right. It's only accurate as the information that's on there. But it is current month only, parties held, parties scheduled.
And held means closed, correct? Like that party is closed?
Yes, submitted. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, can you set up more than one watch list, one for teammates or those needing coaching on bookings? Is it just one watch list, or can you have multiple?
I had that question. That's very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how people use the watch list or the coaching list, but right now it's one coaching list. But I have heard that before. Thanks again for that suggestion.
Okay, and asking if we can still have a tree view.
Yeah, and the tree view, we've had a lot of feedback. Tree view has not gone away. What I'd like to know is tell me how you use the tree view. So I do understand that visual. Hard to show on a mobile, but remember, tree view's not going away, and we'll look at how to integrate that into TRM.
And by tree view not going away, she means you can still click on team genealogy right now, right?
Right, you can. Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Now remember, if you want to see who's in someone's personal group, you just click on them. If you want to see their upline, you can look at their upline, and you can search for people as well.
And you can click on their team. So you can click on one of your leaders, like Brenda can click on me, Brenda Massong's my upline, and then she can click on my team, cute little icon, and see my whole team.
Great, thank you. Okay, can we organize team members by who's close to an incentive, or is it only available by going to each consultant individually?
Right now it's by each consultant individually, but it might be something we can do a report on, like potential incentives, maybe who's earned different levels. I love that idea.
Absolutely, yeah, that would be.
I love that idea.
Close? I love that idea. Thank you.
Katie White.
Katie White.
Carolyn's having issues adding to her watch list. You just click on the star, and when the star is filled in, then they're put on your watch list. And then if you click again, it can take them off of the watch list if it's just an empty star. So try that. If you're having issues, call Consultant Care, and they can help walk you through that.
I have another quick little tip too, because even though I really like technology, it's not my first language. I always tell my husband that because I'm old enough. But there's I don't know if you can show the screen, but there's a place to select how many people you're seeing. So sometimes you might think you're not seeing them, but it might be that you have more than 10 people. Where it says show 10 entries, you can click the down arrow and make it show 50, I think 25, 50, and 100 or something like that are the choices. So maybe you have clicked them to be on your watch list, but they're just not more than 10.
So I have questions about is this an app? What this is a mobilely responsive version of your Norwex Consultant landing page. So it's not an app you download. But what you do want to do, if you haven't done it yet, is make sure you're actually bookmarking your login to your consultant office on your smartphone device. So when you log on, it really has a mobilely responsive app look and feel to it.
So you still get to it through your through the Safari
That's
or whatever.
right. You're not going to
Yes.
go find it in the App Store. That's right.
And what mobilely responsive means, for those of you like me where it's not your first language, it means that it sizes correctly to your phone and you're able to see everything. Whereas before we would get frustrated, right, with team genealogy and it would get all clunky. And this way you're able to see it all quickly. Oh, I just got a message about what they're maybe asking about the watch list.
Yeah.
So because the first thing that comes up is watch list, to be able to even star someone, you need to click on the arrow. Like right now we have B12 sales new up. If you click on that arrow right there, it gives you a whole list of the different screens you can see. So you can click on personal group, personal, those things, and then you can click on their star to get them on that first screen.
Oh, I see what they're saying.
Does that make
Roll
sense,
back.
everybody?
Yeah.
So if you click that arrow, you can choose, like I choose personal group a lot, or personal recruits.
Yeah.
And then you can put them on your watch list. Or you can even go to conditional downline level 1, conditional downline level 2.
So these are all the reports that you're very familiar with. Plus, the ones highlighted are new reports. So you'll see the B12 report. You'll see these are reports that Success Builder uses, like list all of my personal recruits that are not active this month, list all my downline recruits that are not active this month, personal recruits not engaged, downline not engaged. The top sellers report is a new one as well. And then one lists all your breakaway level leaders as well. Now, these are reports that you're used to on your old team genealogy, your list reports. All these are downloadable and that sort of thing. And then once you pull up any report, you can tag people to be on your watch list. Okay? Right. So that's how you originally get people on your watch list. Okay? And the slide that's got the default views, on any report that you look at, there's different views that you can see of the data that we show you. So Noah's going to get to that slide. So let's say here on the watch list, we've got a view of sales, we've got a review of different recruiting information and profile information. And Krista, you want to talk about, did you make a note of what was on those views, Krista?
Yes. So default view is actually more of an activity view. That's like bookings, where their sales are at. Sales view is any column that might have the word sales in it, honestly. Recruiting view has all that same recruiting information. So who their B12 is, who their business builder bonus people are, who they've recruited in the last 3 months, 6 months. And then profile view is their details about them. So I just click around, guys. Like I always like to say, you can't break it. So click anything you want, build that treasure like Amy Burton and I talked about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does that help?
Okay. Good. I think we're almost at the end of our, you want to scroll down a little bit more for questions? See if there's any more we want to handle before we break away, because I think we're at our time limit.
And just so that everybody knows, we print out all of your comments and questions, and so there's some great suggestions in here, and I'm sure that Amelia and Noah will be walking away and taking those. And I love, Krista, your suggestion about just play with it, and you'll be able to really figure it out if you just spend some time in this, in the different screens and with the different features, because you can't break it. So want to thank everybody who joined us today. Obviously, you all are very interested in how you can maximize these reports, and TRM in particular. I want to thank you, Krista, for joining us, and Amelia and Noah, and for everyone who's out there. Have a great day. Thanks so much.